Alright, welcome to Fundum Friday. Today we are looking at tools that you can use on the go. That is phones, watches, and also canes for the vision impaired. So starting off with phones, we've got this new one called Jelly, the smallest 4G smartphone. At this point it's got 31 days ago. I'm recording this in advance. And it is designed for just being the smallest smartphone that you can get, and also it's pretty cheap. It's going to retail around $100, and you can get it right now for about $79. But for that money, it also seems like a great addition to any Android-enabled projects that you have. So there's all kinds of things like the One Shield that are designed to work with Android, but you don't necessarily want to dedicate an entire device, or you don't necessarily have an old Android phone lying around if you want to have something actually stay with a project. And so this seems like something that would be great to embed into a project. Look how tiny it is, and it runs Android Nougat. It even comes in different colors to match your project, and you can get it in a couple of different levels of badassery, depending on the amount of beefiness that you need for your project. Also in phone news, there's the banana phone on Indiegogo. You can fund this for another month. And it's not technically a phone on its own. It is a peripheral for your own smartphone that connects via Bluetooth. But you can use your own voice assistant to call your friends and stuff without even taking your phone out of your pocket. Why you've got your phone in your pocket and a banana in your hand, I'm not sure, but it's all a matter of style, right? So yeah, this guy has a lot of battery life. It'll last you a couple days. And then all these little interface things. And 1% of the funding amount raised will go to gearing up for gorillas. So not only can you have a bizarre phone accessory and have people think that you're a weirdo, you can tell them that you're a classy weirdo because you support gorillas. If you don't feel like funding this and you would rather build your own, you can build one with the Rephone Kit Create from Seed Studio. So this came out a couple years ago, and we did an interview back then in our old office. So don't look at it because it's embarrassing. But it comes with this cool customizable paper enclosure that you can laser cut your own. You can turn this into some like giant paper pocket watch, but it's about yay big, and it's really customizable, and yes, it works as a standalone phone. So if you want to make something weird and cellular enabled that looks and acts like a phone, for 60 bucks you can pick it up on Seed Studio and build your own. You could be the next banana phone. A similar idea, paper enclosures, the paper watch is on Indiegogo right now. It's got about 15 days left. It looks and feels like a wristband made of paper, but it's actually something like Tyvek. And it's got this display embedded inside the watch, an LED display that lights up. So it shines through the paper enclosure. And it's super minimal, but also really kind of sleek and stylish and durable, and also pretty cheap for a smartwatch. You can also build your own smartwatch using the Shadow kit. Speaking of Seed Studio, they have this crazy thing called Shadow that runs on an Intel Curie module, and you can get a kit that includes like a little display, a battery, and all these things stringed together via little connectors. And you can make something that actually looks pretty close to the paper watch if you wanted to. And you can hack it in all the usual hardware hacking ways, attaching, whatever arbitrary devices you want to make it do what you want, like vibration or whatever you need. The O Watch is another great way to start building your own smartwatch. This one is a little bit more polished, so it comes with an existing enclosure, but you can program it to do whatever you like. And you can buy this on the owatch.com. And even with the default parts, you can customize the colors that you get from Sculptio. The last one for today is an Indiegogo called the EyeKane, which is not super imaginative naming, but it's an admirable cause. There's about a month left to support this one. It's got all these different features built in at thumb's reach, including an emergency SOS button, GPS tracking, and a light. So this merges a couple of different projects that we tend to see, the alert buttons, which I featured last week, so I'm not going to go over those again, but also the smart cane assistive device. So a lot of people are tackling this problem, and I'm hoping that a lot of them are doing actual customer research with people who are affected by this, because I think often people rush out to build something to fix the world and don't actually talk to people who have been working on solving these problems for decades or hundreds of years. Like, this is not a new problem. And it looks like they've built in some thoughtful features. So I'll look at some other people's takes on this on Hackster. We've got the blind stick navigator, which has an excellent top photo here, which is built using OneShield. It's an Android shield for Arduino that enables it to connect with your phone and basically use all of your phone's sensors and outputs as Arduino attachments, which is pretty cool, and attaches wirelessly. Besides that, we've got VisionATorch for the visually impaired. This one is an all-in-one unit that basically uses a sonar ultrasonic sensor device to detect how far away things are in front of you and give you haptic feedback through vibrations. It runs on a lithium-ion battery, and at this point it has a wooden enclosure. But they give you all this information on how to build it, including like the full bill of materials, a great, really exhaustive summary of building it, and also the schematics and the code. So if you want to build your own version of this, you've got all the tools that you need. And finally, we have another one that works much the same way, but it has less information, but it does have a really nice enclosure. So I'm waiting to see like a mashup of these two things, basically. A little more beautiful, but still needs some work on the tutorial. So you can draw your technological expertise from the one project, then maybe get your inspiration for the enclosure from this one. That's what making is, right? You take two different things and smash them together, and it's something that's new and better and maybe worse, but you know, eventually you'll get to something better. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next week.